Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is CB Harris, and welcome back to the Monday SITREP. This is the show where we talk about your Second Amendment rights. We talk about guns in the news, politics. We also discuss where people actually use their firearms to defend themselves, their families, and their belongings. We also talk about new and upcoming things in the industry, whether it's firearms, knives, gear, ammo, things like that. So let's get on with the show, shall we? Alright, so today I want to talk about a couple of things. First off, what is with the spin? I mean, I understand that it's an election year, so we should be used to this. But every time somebody who is in the media, in the news, says something, the media has to blow it up and spin it out of proportion and change what it means, and I just don't get it. Do they think the American people are really that stupid? Do they think that we don't understand nuances and understand the meaning behind stuff? Donald Trump recently, discussing on how to defeat Hillary Clinton in the election, said something about the Second Amendment plan. Of course, the anti-gun and extreme left spin this to say, oh, look at that, he made a threat against her life. He's saying that somebody should shoot her. No. I mean, come on. You've got to be kidding me. That is not what he meant, and you know it. And the fact is, the people who do this, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what was meant, but they feel the need to spin it anyway. There are people who are saying, see, that's proof. Just should not be a president whatsoever. Okay, well, let's compare. For one, not a threat, but let's compare Donald Trump's words that, I guess, if you are very creative and completely have lost your brain, you might could take that as a threat. Let's compare that to the number of people who have died either directly or indirectly based on the policies and the things that Hillary Clinton has done. Do we really want to make that comparison? Does the left really want to make that comparison? I would bet not, because I think that dredges up too many I guess, things that they don't want people to know about. So let's compare Hillary Clinton's record. You know, let's forget about the deaths and things like that. Let's forget about Benghazi. Let's not forget about Benghazi, okay? I'm just saying let's move on from that right here. Let's just compare those words that Donald Trump has said with Hillary Clinton's record. Oh, probably don't want to do that either, do we? Because that would look bad on Hillary Clinton as well. So, where does Hillary Clinton stand on the Second Amendment? She is kind of wishy-washy. She says she's for the Second Amendment. However, she doesn't believe that that applies to you and me. She believes it only applies to the National Guard. The only people who should have guns are the police, the military, National Guard, and, oh, the Secret Service maybe. Those are the people who should be able to defend someone. You shouldn't have the right to defend yourselves. That would be horrible, right? Well, where is Donald Trump's stance on the Second Amendment? I think he's kind of gone back and forth. There was a time where he wanted, some registration and things, and he's kind of come around from that a little bit. He says that he's changed his mind on that, and who am I to say that he hasn't? This is what made me nervous about Donald Trump early on in the primaries. And I voiced that concern here on this channel. He is not my first choice. However, I'm of the belief that that choice is, there isn't even a choice to be made, okay? The difference between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton is huge. So, what do you want, America? What do you want, especially when this channel dedicated to the Second Amendment and your gun rights, what do you want for your gun rights? I hear people talking about Gary Johnson, and I really wish that there was a viable third-party option. Now, does Gary Johnson have a chance? Snowball's chance, I think, is about it. He is a strong believer in the Second Amendment. However, his choice in vice presidents is completely 180 from that. His choice for vice president is very anti-gun. So I'm a little confused by that, but Gary Johnson did a decent job as governor of New Mexico when he was the governor, so I can't complain about that. But I don't believe that Gary Johnson really has much of a chance. There are people who are going to vote for him, absolutely, and I hope that doesn't take away from the votes that would keep Hillary Clinton out of office. I would never say that you are wasting your vote. If you are voting, that's for you to decide. So I would never say that you are throwing away your vote. There are people who would say that, and I'm not one of them. That is your right to do whatever you want to with that vote. So anyway, let's move on now. Let's talk about something else, okay? Because politics is really kind of getting me down right now. It's just so much of it, it's hard to escape. So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something good. Texas campus carry, okay? This is a good thing. Texas recently enacted a law. It allows people with a concealed carry permit to carry on college campuses. College students want to carry to class on campus somewhere, they are allowed to do that for their own protection as well as the protection of their fellow students. And of course, you know, we can't have this good news without somebody trying to bring it down. And there are 3 professors who are basically filing suit. They're complaining about the fact that they don't agree with it. They feel that their First Amendment rights are being squashed because basically they were told to shut up and color. They were told, well, we understand that you don't like it, but you know what? You're going to do it anyway, and you are not allowed to ban guns in your classrooms. So, you know what? I think that this is probably a good thing. Here's what bothers me about, I guess, this thought process of these professors is that they feel that their First Amendment rights are more important than the safety and security and the Second Amendment rights of their students. And I think that the Second Amendment, it gets kind of it gets kind of forgotten about. People tend to not think of it as a right that you have. Let's take, for instance, a restaurant. If I own a restaurant and I say, you know what, I don't want any minorities in my restaurant. What would happen to me if I did that? I agree that that is wrong, but what would happen to me as a restaurant owner if I said, you know what, I don't want a specific religion coming to my restaurant? What would happen to me? For one, there's going to be protests. 2, there's probably going to be some threats against my life. 3, I may even go to jail for discrimination. Yet it's not even, people don't even bat an eye if that same restaurant says, you can't bring guns into my restaurant. Nobody bats an eye. That is a Second Amendment right. That is a protected right that Americans have, yet a restaurant owner can decide that you don't have that right in their restaurant. How is this? How is this fair? How is this right with the world? I don't know. I started out with a good, happy story and somehow spun it into doom and gloom. I apologize for that. But Texas campus carry, it is a great thing. And I hope more states will get on board with that. Where I live, here in the great state of Wyoming, you know what sign I don't see when I walk my kids to school? I do not see gun-free zone signs because it's allowed. Okay, constitutional carry is a thing here, and so definitely, you know, I enjoy that freedom that I have where I live. So let's move on. Let's go on to the life or death files, and this is out of Texas, and this one's at a Waffle House. Okay, so Waffle House near the Dallas area. This one happened last month. 2:30 in the morning. Antoine Devin Cooper decided, you know what, he's going to rob a Waffle House. I'm guessing this must have been near the bar scene or something, because most Waffle Houses are not necessarily hopping at 2:30 in the morning, unless they're, you know, near the bars. But he decided to take an AK-47 in and rob the place. And he actually was able to rob some customers as well as the restaurant itself, and he left. Well, one of the customers, he realized, I guess, that his wife was supposed to meet him there. And he was worried that Antoine Cooper might bump into his wife on, you know, they might meet each other on the way. And so he went outside and confronted him. And Antoine Cooper turned around, raised his rifle at him, and this customer, not named, pulled out his own gun and shot Cooper several times. Cooper is, last I heard, was on life support. I don't know if he lived or not. If you have that information, please leave it down in the comment section. I would love to hear what happened. The customer was not charged, not arrested, and as I said, he wasn't named either. Now, I think this is proof. This is proof right here. It happens all the time. It may not happen daily that we hear about in the news, but it happens all the time. We know that it happens, and we know that firearms can be used and are used very often to protect the person's family, and to protect others. And this is why we have the Second Amendment. I understand, you know, the whole fighting against tyranny and things like that, but to be able to protect yourself, your own life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is absolutely in the forefront of my mind anyway. So anyway, guys, let's see next on What's New. This is an assisted opening knife that you can actually build yourself.
So, what's new?
Okay, so this one it's made by Easy Smith and sold by knifekits.com. This is not an advertisement for knife kits. I actually buy a lot of items through them. I do, you know, just kind of a side hobby of my own. I make Kydex holsters and knife sheaths and things like that, and they are a very good source for that material. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, be sure to check them out. They actually sell in small quantities so for a person who likes to just do stuff as a hobby, it's actually pretty great. This knife is a Daryl Ralph design, so this isn't just, you know, some run-of-the-mill thing. This is a big name designer, and this is a make-it-yourself type of knife. It's a flipper with assisted opening. You can build it either way. You can make it a standard flipper or with the assisted opening. It is a Tanto blade, and it has a 2.9-inch blade, so it meets that 3-inch requirement that a lot of places might have. I know I tried to go into a national monument at one point, and my blade was 3¼ inches, and I was not allowed to take it because it was over 3 inches. So that can be a requirement in some places. And the overall length is 7 inches when it's open. It does have a stainless steel liner. The metal itself for the blade is AUS 8, and this is a heat and cryo-treated material. It does have a pocket clip, and the handle is G10. If you don't like that G10, they have a ton of material. You could basically you can use the handle as a template and get your own handle material. You could use wood or any number of things that they already have that you can also buy at knifekits.com. I will leave links down below, as I always do, so be sure to check all that out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. If you did, it is always appreciated when you like and share the videos. If you're not a subscriber and you want to see more videos like this, find that subscribe button, give it a big old click, and then come back next Monday for another Monday Sit Rep. There's also other various videos throughout the week, so be sure to check back often. And remember that your mind, that is your most important tool, so it is vitally important to be armed with information. Until next time, take care and be safe. Charlie Bravo out.